Hi, this is Alex with Sundara Nails, and today I have for you a flower mold tutorial. We have these amazing 3D flower molds that are a great way to add some fun nail art to your everyday mani. I'm going to be using this beautiful bright neon orange color. This is kind of a sneak peek. It's not available yet, so I'm not going to tell you the name, but here we go. I go ahead and pick whatever size flower that I want to work with. And then I take the gel polish and just dab it gently into the mold. And then I continue to do that while adding a little bit more gel polish. You don't want your mold overflowing, but you do want it mostly full. I'm also making sure that I'm pushing down into all those little crevices of the mold so you can avoid air bubbles and make sure the entire flower is filled. And after that step is completed, then I get to grab my handy dandy portable mini UV light. Now these are great. We also sell them at sundaranails.com. Perfect for nail art, and really just if you want to do a quick dry on a nail, also a great tool to use. Now I'm hovering my UV light a little bit over the mold. You don't want it necessarily directly on it because you don't want to end up with gel polish on your light, but you can get it pretty close. And I like to do about 15 to 20 seconds per side. You'll see me flip it over. And then once that is done, I just fold the mold in half and out comes your flower. I like to use tweezers to get them out. You could obviously use like a cuticle stick or something like that if you don't have tweezers, but just so easy. Easy to fill, easy to pop out, and then your next step, of course, is placement. Now, you could easily stop here with your mani, depending on how many flowers you wanted to create. Me, after having some debate, I decided I wanted to do a couple more. I wanted like a tiered effect. So I went back to my flower mold and I chose a couple of flowers that were a little bit smaller than my original flower. Now, as I fill these smaller flowers, you'll notice it's a little bit more challenging to keep your gel polish in the mold and not on the outside. Don't worry about that at all. I'm going to show you here in a second a quick way to fix that. All you need is a cuticle stick, and you can easily just wipe away any spill that comes out of your molds. Again, this is important to make sure you're not overfilling, or if you do overfill, you correct it, because when you cure, if you have those little outside edges, they're not impossible to get off, but it's much easier to just take care of that right now, and then you won't end up with extra after you cure your cute little flowers. Another method that you could use to avoid this overfill would be using a small tipped nail art brush. I did not have mine with me, so I had to make do with the brush that came in the bottle, but as you're doing those smaller molds, those like finer, thinner, like the leaves you see in this, using a nail art brush that has a fine tip will make application in there much cleaner and simpler. Now, as before, I'm going and curing 15 to 20 seconds on each side of my mold, just to make sure that there isn't any pockets of gel that didn't get cured. And after that is completed, then again, I fold my mold in half. I use my tweezers and I gently just pop those beautiful flowers right out. Okay, now that that's all done, I'm going to show you a method to go ahead and apply these flowers to your nails. I'm going to take our gentle base coat and I'm going to apply a little dab to my nail. And then I'm going to take my big flower with my tweezers and go ahead and put it right on that dab of base gel. And then after I have done that, I'm going to grab my UV nail light, the same one I used to make the flowers after I'm happy with my placement, and just kind of move it around and hold it over that flower to get that base gel cured, and so my flower stays in place and does not move around on me. And then once that process is completed, I grab my gentle top coat and go ahead and give my flower a good nice shine, because I didn't want it to look matte. Now you could make it matte, you could stop at this step and just let it be. I decided to go with shiny, so I'm going and putting gel top coat just all around the flower, trying to make sure I wipe off the excess. I did end up having excess like in the middle of the flower, so I kept trying to wipe off that excess. I didn't want too much on it. I just wanted to make sure it was shiny and protected. Now, after you have added all your gel and covered that whole flower, make sure you cure for 60 seconds, and then you can move on to adding your next flower. I also put some more of these on my ring finger, trying to tie in and complete my mani. And here we have it, 3D flower molds. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time. Please let me know if you have any questions, and if you liked this tutorial, please share, subscribe, and all the things. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.